Dr. Pepper is not a follower of Coca-Cola. In fact, it was created a full year earlier, in 1885. Dr. Pepper is a complex, multi-layered blend of flavors, sweet, slightly spicy, with hints of fruit and caramel, so distinctive that the company once promoted it as containing as many as 23 different flavors.
It's the sweet one.
The question is, how can a formula with such a complex flavor structure be reproduced with precision millions of times each day? From water purification to blending the secret flavor base, to precise chilling and carbonation under exact pressure, and finally to high-speed bottling lines with virtually no margin of error, the entire process is what we'll explore today. The story begins in 1885 at Morrison's Old Corner Drugstore in Waco, Texas. At the time, soft drinks weren't just refreshments, they were often considered health tonics. Charles Alderton, a pharmacist working there, began experimenting by mixing the flavored syrups available in the store, aiming to create an entirely new taste. He blended multiple flavors together. The result? Customers walked into the pharmacy not just to buy medicine, but to ask for that drink. The new beverage quickly became popular and was sold directly at the store's soda fountain. At first, it was simply called Waco, before it was officially named Dr. Pepper. By 1904, Dr. Pepper was introduced at the St. Louis World's Fair, the same event that brought the hamburger and the ice cream cone to the world stage. From a hand-mixed formula in a small drugstore, it began stepping onto the national scene. As people wanted to take it home, bottling demand exploded, and that helped fuel the entire soda industry in the 20th century. Today, Dr. Pepper is owned by Keurig Dr. Pepper and ranks as the third largest soda brand in the United States, behind only Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Each year, Americans consume more than 7 billion cans and bottles of Dr. Pepper, accounting for roughly 8 to 9% of the national soda market. Dr. Pepper is not a cola. It belongs to its own distinct flavor category, often referred to as a pepper soda, a multi-layered flavor profile that's hard to define and nearly impossible to mistake for anything else. That very uniqueness is what has fueled its enduring mystery. Believe it or not, the list of 23 flavors has never been officially disclosed. The formula is said to be stored in a vault in Plano, Texas, and only a very small number of people know the complete, true ingredients. The formula is reportedly split into 2 separate parts, so no single person or facility ever has the whole thing. Instead of shipping the full recipe to each plant, the company uses a beverage concentrate, a pre-blended, standardized flavor base. Bottling plants simply dilute this concentrate with treated water and carbon dioxide under strict process controls. Now, let's leave the history behind and step into the present. We're at a Dr. Pepper plant in Texas, where millions of bottles of soda are born every day. No matter how many variations exist, every can of Dr. Pepper has one thing in common: water. Water makes up about 90% of the product. Before it's used, it goes through a rigorous treatment system and is stored in massive holding tanks with a capacity of around 10,000 gallons to ensure purity and consistency. From there, the water is pumped into blending tanks in batches of roughly 300 gallons. This is where the soda's base begins to take shape. High fructose corn syrup is added for sweetness, along with citric acid to balance the flavor and create its signature sharpness. Once the syrup base is formed, the most important component comes into play. As mentioned earlier, this concentrate is divided into 2 separate parts for security purposes before being combined in the mixing tank. The standard mixing ratio typically hovers around 5 parts water to 1 part concentrated syrup, resulting in a sweetness level of about 10 to 12 degrees Brix, the common range for most sodas on the US market. After blending, the syrup is transferred to this unit, where it is both chilled and carbonated. Here, CO2 is injected under tightly controlled pressure. The typical carbonation level for soda ranges from about 2.5 to 4.0 volumes of CO2, referring to the amount of dissolved gas per unit volume of liquid. It's at this very stage that the familiar hiss is created, the sound you hear the moment you twist open a cap or pop a can. Once the Dr. Pepper mixture is fully carbonated and reaches the required pressure, it is immediately pumped into the filling system. Here, everything happens at an almost unbelievable speed. The production line can handle up to 1,500 cans per minute. That means in just one day, a single plant can produce around 1.4 million cans of Dr. Pepper ready for market. Empty cans enter the conveyor, are filled with the chilled, carbonated soda, and then immediately moved to the seaming machine. This sealing step is critical. It locks in the internal pressure, prevents CO2 from escaping, and ensures that when you pop the top, the signature hiss is still perfectly intact. Afterward, the cans are packaged into multi-packs, stacked onto pallets, and sent into the distribution system. For glass bottles, however, the process has a very different feel, more classic yet just as rigorous. Before being used, each bottle is thoroughly washed with a hot alkaline solution to completely remove dirt and bacteria. The bottles are then inverted, rinsed again with clean water, and drained before entering the filling line. Once the batch of Dr. Pepper has been fully chilled and carbonated, the soda flows into a filling machine equipped with 60 filling heads, operating at a speed of about 500 bottles per minute. Each bottle is filled with precision to ensure consistent volume and internal pressure. After filling, the bottles are gently warmed to prevent condensation from forming on the outside. Next, a metal cap is crimped tightly onto the bottle to seal in the carbonation. This step preserves the full CO2 content, so when you pop the cap, the familiar hiss rings out clearly. With plastic bottles, the process unfolds in a different way, modern and almost fully automated. Pre-formed empty plastic bottles are fed directly onto an automated filling conveyor. They move continuously from station to station, with virtually no manual intervention. After being filled with chilled, carbonated Dr. Pepper, the bottles proceed to the capping area. Before leaving the line, each bottle must pass a series of quality checks, verifying that CO2 levels meet specifications, confirming internal pressure stability, and ensuring accurate fill weight. Once approved, the bottles are grouped together and wrapped in shrink film to form multi-packs. At the end of the line, industrial robots automatically stack the packs onto pallets according to a preset configuration and move them into the warehouse. From there, thousands of pallets of Dr. Pepper leave the plant each day, ready to appear on supermarket shelves, in vending machines, or in the refrigerators of millions of households. From a small drugstore in 1885 to production lines turning out more than 1 million cans a day, Dr. Pepper has traveled a journey spanning over a century. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy stories about the hidden side of iconic brands like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.